Hi guys, welcome to Thursday. Please join Coach Eric via Zoom at 7 a.m. for a follow-along workout. Today what we're going to do is warm up with 40 seconds on, 20-second transition. For the first part, I want you to choose row, bike, ski, jump rope, burpees, or box jumps. Any of those are fair game. What you choose there is what you're going to be doing later on in the workout. Second, we're going to go plank to downward dog to pedal the feet. So what that's going to look like, I'm going to get set up in my plank position, hands underneath the shoulders. From here, I'm going to lower down into my push-up, press up, and then back to downward dog. I can pedal my feet a little bit. If I need to scale, I'll use my knees to assist on the way up, and then I'll bring them up and go back to my downward dog and pedal the feet. Next we're going to do is a lunge matrix. So we're going to start just on the right leg. So what we're going to do with our matrix, we're going to step out to a forward lunge first. Then we're going to go to a diagonal, so think about just kind of cutting this in half here. So out to the side. Next we're going to go into a lateral lunge here. Then we're going to go into a reverse lunge. And then lastly will be our curtsy lunge, so the leg sweeps back behind me. Okay, so I'm just going to go through that matrix. Forward, diagonal, to the side, back, and then curtsy. And then I'll do that the next time around on my opposite leg. Next, we're going to go weighted floor press. So if you have dumbbells, what you're going to do is get set up on the ground. Knees are going to be bent. Weight's going to be right over the chest. From here, I'm going to press straight up, come down, touch the elbows, and press. If you're at the gym, you can use a weighted PVC or barbell. You're going to do the same thing, pressing the weight overhead. Next movement's going to be our Russian either kettlebell or dumbbell swing. If you're using a dumbbell, I suggest interlocking the fingertips. We're going to swing through the legs, lock out shoulder height. So I'm locking my knees, squeezing my butt, keeping my arms straight. Next we're going to go sit-ups. If you have your ab mat, go ahead and put that under your low back. We're going to butterfly the feet here together. Go back, touch the shoulders and hands, come up, touch in front of the toes. I say it like that because I say it all the time and yet people still don't touch their toes. So touch in front of the toes to complete the rep. Lastly, we're going to go weighted alternating lunges. So if you have your dumbbell or kettlebell, you can hold it in a goblet position. If you're at the gym, you want to use an empty barbell, that's fine too. For the alternating lunges, you can go forward or reverse, whichever you'd like. You can also add weight as needed if you're using the barbell at the gym, but just know you're going to be doing different kinds of lunges most likely, so just kind of factor that in when you're choosing your weight. So for today, guys, on the workout, 40 seconds on, 20-second transition, 6 rounds of each. There's 5 movements, so 30 minutes total. You're going to row, ski, bike for calories, any one of those, or jump rope, like double unders, or do burpees or box jumps. Any of those are fine. Next is going to be push-ups, or if you're working out at home, you can do use your dumbbells or kettlebells for floor presses, or you can do push-ups. Next is going to be our Russian kettlebell or dumbbell swings, or if you prefer, you can practice your kettlebell cleans. Fourth movement here is sit-ups, and then lastly is lunges. So today I want you to have a little bit of fun, and for the push-ups, we're going to do a couple different versions, or at least these are options that you can do. So a couple here are negatives, staggered hands, diamond, offset, and explosive. So you could just choose one of those. You could choose none of them, just do regular push-ups. Any of those are fine, but I want to give you some variety here. So for the negatives, what that's going to look like, I'm going to set up in my push-up position. I'm just going to slowly lower down. I could even add in a hold here and then press back up. So with our negatives, we're just slowly lowering down and then pressing back up. For the staggered hands, all that means is instead of my hands being parallel to each other, I'm just going to move one up and one back. And then the next round I can switch. And so it's just going to put a little more emphasis, especially on the hand that's forward. Next would be diamond. So this is where we're gonna put our hands in nice and close, basically kind of like, this is more of a heart, but imagine a diamond. So we're gonna put the hands together, go down, touch the chest, and then press up. That's really gonna hit the tricep a lot more, doing that with the hands close together. Offset would just mean that I'm going to use a weight to elevate one hand. So that's what's going to put me in that offset position. So I'll hold here, go down, press up. The next round I can switch and have my left hand elevated. If you are doing something where one hand is doing one thing, one hand's doing another, just make sure that you're switching so that you hit both sides. And then lastly would be our explosive. Could be as simple as going down, coming up, and just pushing off the ground to create a little bit of space between your hands and the ground. For the floor press variations, if you're using dumbbells instead of doing push-ups, you can also do those negatives. That's slow, lower down. As soon as you get to your chest, press right back up. You could go alternating arms, so just one pressing at a time, alternating. The 1.5 reps, what this will look like is I'm gonna get set up, press, I'm gonna come down, start my next press, come back down, and then back up. Okay, so that's that extra half rep in there to come back down and then press all the way back up. We could do one arm pressing while one arm is holding statically. What that means is this arm is gonna be holding statically, this arm is pressing. And then the next round I'll just switch where this arm holds out statically, this one's going to press. And then last one, we could do just single arm at a time. So that's really gonna work the core more to make sure that you're stable. So you'll just do your right arm for the whole 40 seconds. The next time you come through, left arm only for 40 seconds. For our swing variations, we can go alternating arms. So for this, you're gonna have the kettlebell right in front of you. You're gonna use one hand, come out, switch. So my other hand that's not working is basically just kind of mimicking what my other hand's doing. So when my left hand that's working is back, my right hand is back and outside of my legs. And then I'll squeeze my butt and come up to shoulder height. For the staggered stance, kind of like with our push-ups, I'm just gonna have my feet in the staggered position, and then also notice that I'm slightly elevated off of the heel. So my left leg is getting, this leg is getting a lot more work than my offset leg. Next we have traveling. So in this one, what we're doing is swinging, bringing the feet together. As I move, I will bring the kettlebell through, feet together. Okay, so this requires some coordination, accuracy as well. So when I'm coming out here, feet together. So just make sure that those legs are spread when that kettlebell is coming back through. And then lastly would be a dead stop. So this is really helpful if you struggle with getting into good position and really utilizing your hips. So I'm basically doing single reps of my kettlebell swing. So I'm not using the momentum to go right into the next one. I'm having to generate it from the get-go from that dead stop position. On our sit-up variations, we can go weighted, so you can just hold a plate, a dumbbell, kettlebell, any of those are fine. For our tabletop, what you can do is basically be in this tabletop position here. You're gonna go back with the weight, touch behind you, come up, transfer it to your legs, touch behind you, come up, grab the weight. Okay, so it's a pretty challenging movement, so just choose your weight wisely. It works best with a wall ball, because that's going to sit on your legs a little easier than, say, a dumbbell or especially a kettlebell. You can go straight leg instead of having the feet butterflied. And then lastly would be bicycle crunches, where we're staying in this hollow body position and then crunching as we bring the knee in towards the opposite elbow. And then lastly for our lunge variations, it's the same ones that we went over in our warm-up. So we've got forward, diagonal, lateral, which is sideways, reverse, and then curtsy. So any of those, fair game. If you're using a barbell, I would have it on the back or in the front rack position. Either of those. You'll find that if you're doing lateral lunges especially, it's most likely going to be on your back. It's just a little awkward to have it in front of you and then lunge out to the side. So like I said, any of these you can do. You could do none of them and just do the standard sort of swing, standard sort of push-up. Any of that's fine. But just wanted to give you a little variety today, make it a little more interesting and fun. Lastly, for the daily mobility, you can just follow along on Zoom with Eric, or if you want to, you can roll out or stretch glutes, hamstrings, calves, and snow angels. Guys, if you have any questions about any of these movements, please let me know. As always, move well, good luck, have fun.